Bus behaviour, the city bylaw aimed at improving safety on city transit. Curbing climate change, the city lays out its long-term plan. And Saskatoon in store for some exciting times.
This is CTV News with Chantel Saunders.
Good evening. We begin tonight on Saskatoon Transit. Council has moved forward with a new bylaw aimed at improving safety on city buses. But as CTV's Laura Woodward reports, one advocate fears the rules could create new barriers for the people who rely on the service the most.
Saskatoon's new transit bylaw sets out what behavior is and isn't acceptable on city buses, setting rules around fare payment, disruptive behavior, and which animals are allowed on board. The bylaw gives officers authority to remove people from transit property, issue temporary bans, and hand out $50 tickets.
For someone living paycheck to paycheck, a $50 fine can represent groceries, medication, or part of this month's rent.
Community advocate Melissa Natauhau says the bylaw could disproportionately affect the city's most vulnerable.
If someone is prohibited from using transit, where are they expected to go?
Administration says the bylaw is less about enforcement and more about setting a standard.
It will only be in extreme circumstances that somebody is actually banned from using Saskatoon Transit, and usually after repeated offenses. So the nature of the bylaw is targeted at bad behavior, not at specific people.
The bus riders of Saskatoon supported the new rules, but the group questioned some of the bylaw's broad language and opposed a section requiring children under 6 to be supervised by someone at least 16.
There's no reason a 15-year-old can't pick up a younger sibling from school.
Councillor Zach Jeffries, who previously supported the age restrictions, changed his tune.
Including those age provisions was a rule in search of a problem.
Other councillors argued drivers should not be put in a position where they're babysitting.
By letting a 3-year-old onto the bus completely unsupervised, we are accepting responsibility for that child, and that bus can go anywhere across the city.
Councillor Catherine McDonald says federal and provincial laws already protect children from abandonment or inadequate supervision without setting a minimum age for riding the bus. So council decided to scrap the age requirement from the transit bylaw. The new bus rules are expected to take effect in September. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
The City of Saskatoon is laying out its long-term climate action plan. As CTV's Stacey Hine tells us, the 25-year plan is aimed at cutting emissions and preparing the city for a changing climate.
The City of Saskatoon is laying out its 25-year climate action strategy, aiming to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and prepare for a changing climate.
It will help to prepare for the realities we're already experiencing: hotter summers, flooding, and severe weather, while protecting residents, infrastructure, and essential services.
The strategy identifies 7 key areas to help guide Saskatoon to net zero carbon pollution by 2050. That includes improving the efficiency of homes and buildings, which account for 61% of the city's carbon footprint. How the city will encourage those improvements has yet to be determined.
Whether it's through incentives or through regulation is up for further investigation and exploration.
Another key focus is zero-emission electricity, including installing solar generation on civic lands and buildings. But the city still relies on Sask Power for its electricity, and most of that power is generated using fossil fuels.
Right now, Sask Power has committed to having a net zero energy production by 2050, so we're looking to them to meet that goal.
The city is also looking at zero-emission transportation options, conserving and enhancing green space, and exploring carbon offset policies. As for the cost, Jenna South says it's too soon to know what impact the strategy could have on property taxes.
I can't predict what the impact would be on the mill rate. We're hoping that in the long run, efficiency actions and resilience actions will actually save the city and the community money.
South also says approval of the strategy does not come with a price tag. Each initiative and their costs will be considered separately through the city's budget process and public engagement.
The climate action strategy will go before a city committee next Tuesday. If recommended for approval, it will then go before City Council for a final vote vote at a later date. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Jeff, it was a beautiful day for the Saskatoon X Parade, and the smart people wore sunscreen and drank water.
That's right. And the super smart people were in the shade. There was a lot of people who picked some very shady spots because it was warm today. It is hot. We have heat warnings in effect for a big chunk of Saskatchewan and a lot more in the way of tornado watches and warnings and things. There's a lot going on in Manitoba. Wanted to point out down around the Cardiff area right now, there's a severe thunderstorm warning in place for Cardiff, and as a watch box just beyond that. But ultimately, hot temperatures are what we're talking about, and it's getting even hotter. Details when we come back.
2 serious crashes at the entrances to Warman are under investigation tonight. The first happened this afternoon at Highway 305 and Centennial Boulevard. Warman Fire Rescue says one person was flown by Stars to hospital. Another person was taken by ambulance. The highway was closed to allow emergency crews to work at the scene. Detours were put into place with drivers told to slow down and follow the detour signs and emergency crews at the scene. And a short time later, emergency crews were called for another serious crash at the southbound entrance into Warman at Central Street. Traffic was also rerouted this afternoon. No other details have been released about the crash or the injuries. A driver has been ticketed after a traffic light was knocked down in Saskatoon. Saskatoon police say the collision between the vehicle and the light happened yesterday afternoon at about 4 o'clock at the intersection of 33rd Street West and Confederation Drive. Officers found an unaccompanied learner driver that didn't make a proper left turn and hit the traffic light, causing it to fall onto the vehicle. No one was injured, but the driver was ticketed for driving without due care and attention. The number of active wildfires burning in Saskatchewan is down this week. 68 wildfires were burning in the province 5 days ago. That number has now gone down to 45. 8 fires are contained, 7 are not. Also in the last week, the Bud Fire on the eastern side of Lac La Ronge was brought under control. The largest blaze remains the uncontained Border Fire, which is along the Saskatchewan-Manitoba boundary. It is more than 19,500 hectares in size. A former Regina police officer who pleaded guilty to breach of trust and unauthorized computer use is now facing civil lawsuits from 2 of the women impacted by the breach. CTV's Jacob Carr with those details.
Both Carrie Benjo and Bridget Sear have filed statements of claim in Court of King's Bench against former Police Sergeant Robert Semenchuk. In Semenchuk's statement of defense, he admits to his conduct being a breach of trust and unauthorized use of a computer system. Semenchuk, who worked for Regina Police for 22 years, faced criminal charges over incidents Regina Police were first made aware of in 2023, using the police database to pursue personal relationships. Upon learning of the incident, his access to all police databases was revoked, and Semenchuk was suspended pending an extensive investigation before being formally charged in March 2025. The now former sergeant pled guilty to the charges in November of last year, and in February received a conditional sentence order for community service of 2 years less a day, followed by 3 years of probation. In this civil case, he denies the lack of consent and sexual assault allegations, stating any physical intimacy that occurred between himself and either of the 2 women who have filed lawsuits was consensual. Sear's response to Semenchuk's statement of defense argues any apparent consent was made legally invalid by Semenchuk's misrepresentation of his identity, occupation, marital status, and the nature of his interest in her. Sear's response went on to describe Semenchuk as a serial predator who had illegally obtained information about her and several other women. According to her statement, Semenchuk first contacted her in December of 2022 while she was undergoing cancer treatment, falsely identifying himself as Steve Perkins, a divorce construction consultant. The allegations from Sear and Benjo have yet to be tested in court. The plaintiff's lawyer, Maurice LaPrairie, and the defendant's lawyer, Nicholas Brown, were unavailable to comment on the matter on Wednesday. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
More than $67,000 of contraband and unauthorized items have been seized at Saskatchewan Penitentiary. The items were seized on Saturday and Monday. They included methamphetamine and THC concentrate. Correctional Services Canada says the seizures were the result of vigilance from Penn staff. Correctional Services Canada says it uses tools like ion scanners and drug detector dogs to conduct searches. It says it's also highlighting measures to prevent contraband from entering its institutions. Prince Albert police are renewing calls for information about a person who was reported missing 39 years ago. Police are looking for Samuel Lachance, who was last seen July 29th, 1987 in Prince Albert. He was from the Big River area and was known to travel to Prince Albert. Police are asking for any information that may help in locating Samuel Lachance. Anonymous tips can be reported through Crime Stoppers. Money appears to be a major stumbling block in contract talks between CUPE healthcare workers in Saskatchewan and the province. With a strike vote on the horizon, the union revealed today it has received a contract offer. It contains a 12% pay increase over 5 years, which union leaders say falls short of the inflation rate. Wayne Mantika with the latest.
A large group of CUPE healthcare workers rallied outside the Regina General Hospital, angry that they have gone 4 years without a new contract. They say management's last offer was 12% over 5 years, which is about 7 points below the 5-year inflation rate.
And we are not asking for too much. All we are asking for, what can we do to retain and attract healthcare workers in this province? And we have done the math. We look at what is happening in neighboring provinces. We are not asking for anything more than what is happening in our neighboring provinces.
CUPE represents 14,000 healthcare workers at hospitals and nursing homes across the province. They work in a wide range of professions, including MRI technicians, continuing care aides, cooks and cleaners. Their next step will be a strike vote in early September.
We have been bargaining. We have talked to the government on many occasions. At this point in time, we are continuing to bargain, but we are calling the strike vote in September of 8 to 14. Our members will start the process of job action, and that job action will give a strong vote.
The health minister believes a deal is still possible.
As I said, I'm confident we're going to get to an agreement. It's going to take a bit more negotiating.
Healthcare workers are considered essential, so not all 14,000 CUPE members would be allowed to strike at once. However, any labor disruption would place additional pressure on a healthcare system already facing significant strain. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
An annual favorite to mark the start of the Saskatoon X took over downtown Saskatoon this morning. The annual parade made its way through the streets. Jeff and I were riding in style thanks to Terry and his 1964 MGB, which he has had for 25 years. Hundreds of people lined the sidewalks for a look at the dozens of floats. The X officially opens tomorrow at Prairieland Park. Kelly Mandrick brings us a preview of what fairgoers can expect.
It's all hands on deck as the Saskatoon X returns.
Oh my gosh, well today is an exciting day on the park. The Midway started moving in yesterday. Everything is getting set up. Our operations team, our AV team, our events team to get everything ready for opening tomorrow.
Over 2 days, the North American Midway staff turn an empty parking lot into a full-scale carnival.
Our carnival travels with about 450 people, so that encompasses rides, games, and food, and that comes with us wherever we go. And then we hired another 126 that we hired to help us with some non-sensitive safety operations. So we're kind of a traveling little army.
This year's exhibition is expected to look a little different than previous years, including the addition of 2 new rides, thanks to a $2.5 million purchase made by the Midway, and a 22,000 square foot tent for folks to escape the heat. While there are many notable additions this year, it was previously announced that the fan favorite Spud Nuts will not be returning.
It was a tough decision, but this year we just had to take a pause. I mean, we've taken a pause, but we have introduced a brand new fair food through Prairieland, which is our bourbon bacon. Delicious. If you like bacon, it's wonderful.
Those working to set up say, while they've seen the process before, it's still just as fun to see everything come together.
I'm always excited. This day is always excited. It's kind of like going to the prom, you know. You got to put on your shirt and you're just about ready to put on the corsage and get ready to go. That's always exciting.
The Saskatoon X will be running for 8 days from noon until midnight, beginning on Thursday. Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
A Saskatchewan country music artist is gaining some national attention as he builds his career. Jasmine Pelche on what's next for the up-and-coming musician.
A Prince Albert musician has been making a name for himself in the country music scene.
I kind of started writing almost like a form of therapy for me. I was going through some tough times, and it kind of felt like a way to talk to somebody without really having to talk to somebody, and you could kind of just express what you were feeling by writing it down. And then I always loved hearing music and playing music, so turning it into songs was the fun part of it for me.
Josh Stumpf is seeing some recognition from this year's Canadian Country Music Awards as a nominee up for Fans' Choice and Breakthrough Artist of the Year. And he's racked up 6 Saskatchewan Country Music Association award nominations, too.
What I was listening to growing up was a lot of country and rock, which I think you can kind of hear through a lot of my music, both those themes. But it's everywhere here. It's part of life. They talk about all the stuff that, I want to hear about.
Stumpf learned to play guitar in his early teens and would eventually start going to open mics in Saskatoon.
I was farming for a little bit in Smeaton, and I would drive from Smeaton to Saskatoon and go do open mics for like 4 people. Mark Poppin and Joelle Gaudette were hosting the open mic at the Capitol in Saskatoon, and they approached me to come record a song.
With support from Saskatchewan's music community, Stumpf has seen 2 singles hit top 10 on the Billboard Canada Country Chart.
His success in music isn't what makes me proud. It's the work that he puts into it.
What's next for the rising artist? Stumpf is headed back to Nashville in August to work on new music and will be making festival appearances in the next few months, including one in Australia at the Groundwater Country Music Festival. Jasmine Pelche, CTV News, Prince Albert.
Still to come, will an energetic idea help in the trade war with the U.S.? Also, a new way NASA hopes to solve the universe's many mysteries. You're watching CTV News live from downtown Saskatoon. Thanks for staying with us tonight. To Calgary now, where police believe they have found the body of a boy who has been missing for almost 2 weeks. A citywide search was launched for 11-year-old Parker Wells, who was autistic and nonverbal. Police say this afternoon a child's body was found. They say it will take significant efforts to retrieve it and confirm that it is Parker. Police believe he went into a culvert in a green space, traveled up a pipe and into a network of tunnels. Yesterday, someone contacted police saying they had found evidence and it was consistent with the clothing Parker was last known to be wearing.
Like everyone else, we hoped for a different outcome. Throughout this investigation, Parker's family has demonstrated extraordinary strength and courage while enduring every parent's worst nightmare. On behalf of the Calgary Police Service, I want them to know they have been at the centre of every decision we have made. We remain grateful for the trust they place in us during such an incredibly difficult time.
Police say at this time there is no evidence criminality was involved in Parker's disappearance. They will continue to piece together what happened to help bring Parker's family closure. With 3 weeks left until new American tariffs come into effect in Canada, there is debate on whether Canada should leverage its energy as a bargaining chip. This, says Prime Minister Mark Carney, insists Canada is not making a concession to the U.S. when it comes to the Online Streaming Act. CTV's Abigail Beeman reports.
New Brunswick supplies nearly half of Maine's electricity. The Premier says she may use her province's power in negotiations if it would stave off new tariffs.
Have to be very strategic about how we use the leverage that we have. But I think one of my colleagues around the table used the quote, you need to walk softly and carry a big stick.
Ontario tried that last year and backed down within 24 hours.
We had a problem with Ontario and they dropped that.
The idea raised too by federal Conservatives at an emergency meeting to discuss another thorny topic, the Gordie Howe Bridge.
Canada has leverage. We have energy. We have critical minerals. We have steel, aluminum, autos, manufacturing. American factories depend on Canadian supply chains. American workers depend on this relationship too. So let's use it.
The Prime Minister said Canada has lots of options and the focus is working towards a deal.
So when you're supplier of a key commodity, key service, you got to think really hard about not supplying. I don't see the value of doing. I mean, I can understand conceptually, but I don't see the value of it.
Mark Carney also asked what Canada is getting in return for concessions, including the Gordie Howe Bridge. And in this court filing, news the government is going to drop the base contribution requirement for American streaming services to pay for Canadian content. The government will pay up instead. Carney said it's about affordability.
Most Canadians have one or two or so of these streamers, and it's real money. This stuff adds up, and there's a better way to do it. We took the judgment there was a better way to do it.
This is nothing short of changing political direction based on the broader context of the trade war.
On the question of concessions, the Prime Minister focused on the fact the Gordie Howe Bridge is now open. He said Canada is in a strong position and working on a more stable relationship with the United States, but he didn't directly answer the question. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
More than 140 wildfires are burning in BC. The situation is intensifying in the village of Clinton, where blazes forced an evacuation overnight. Elsewhere, brief trace amounts of rain helped dampen part of a fire that's destroyed homes in the South Caribou region, which is experiencing severe drought. So are other parts of the south. Smoke continues to impact air quality across BC, where severe storms are forecast. Firefighters in southwest France are battling an uncontained blaze 4 times the size of Paris. The wildfire did not spread overnight, but rising heat and winds could revive smoldering hotspots, and that could carry embers across fire breaks and open new fronts beyond the reach of crews. Investigators believe routine brush clearing work near a high voltage line may have sparked the blaze, even though the work appeared to comply with regulations. And this is drone footage after wildfires swept through an area of Spain. Thousands of people have begun returning home in the central part of the country after firefighters made progress. Evacuation orders were lifted for about 20,000 people in the Madrid region, while stay-at-home restrictions ended for another 14,000. But 10,000 people remain under evacuation orders in an area where a blaze is still out of control. NASA hopes a telescope will help humans study some of the greatest mysteries in the universe. Final preparations are underway for next month's launch of the Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope. Its mission will be to help discover new planets outside of our solar system, study the mystery of dark energy and why it's causing the universe to expand faster. Roman will be situated about 1 million miles from Earth, around 4 times the distance to the moon. It will be there for 5 years, with maybe enough fuel for an additional 5 years. Liftoff aboard a SpaceX rocket is scheduled for August 30th. The telescope is named after NASA's first chief astronomer. All right, Jeff, as we were talking about earlier, a very warm day out there, a little bit breezy at times, which was welcome, actually.
It was kind of nice, especially if you hit that breeze when you're in the shade. It was like, oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, a very hot day, but great to see so many people out enjoying the Saskatoon X Parade. As we mentioned, the X gets underway tomorrow, and it looks like we've got ourselves hot conditions, so, you know, certainly take those precautions that we always talk about putting on the right kind of clothing and wearing sunscreen and all those things. 25 degrees right now in Saskatoon and Prince Albert, 23 in the Battlefords. As you can see, a little breezier in the Gateway City than it is in the Battlefords or Saskatoon. Let's take a look at the almanac for Toontown. I've got 27 for a high today. 26 is typical for this time of year. The record warm temperature in this state, a sizzling 35 degrees in 1984. Take that. All right, 1 degree in 2004 is what we had for our cold temperature record. And 5:23 is when the sun came up. And it's going to go down at 9:02.
Coming up, a chip off the old restaurant. How one signature dish in Montreal is being replicated in snack form.
Company is paying tribute to Saskatchewan farmers. Thursday on Your Morning, we're learning more about the Bush Beer Bale Board campaign and their specialty cans.
All right. Oh, hey, look at that. It's the Ferris wheel. Things are looking good. Of course, we're getting ready for the X, and it's going to take a little while to get all the rides ready to go, but they will be ready to go. And a little hazy out there right now because of the heat. We got the respiration going on with the moisture on the ground and in the plants out there, and so it's all part of nature's plan. There you go. We got ourselves that area of high pressure that is really anchored in the States, but impacting the prairie provinces. Most of the jet stream and the storm track goes north, and so we don't see a lot of active weather in the central and southern parts of the prairies, but it is certainly hot, and that's certainly worth taking note of. Here we go with our numbers just to recap. 25 in Saskatoon and Prince Albert, 23 in the Battlefords. On to our hotspot. That was Weyburn at 34 big degrees, Collins Bay cold spot at 11 degrees. 22 in Lloydminster, 28 in Swift Current, Moose Jaw, and Regina, 27 in Yorkton, 31 right now in Estevan. We know it's very hot in the Southland. Temperatures in the central part of our province ranging from 22 degrees in Meadow Lake up to 28. That's in Hudson Bay. It's 26 in a number of communities, including Kindersley and Rosetown and Nipawin. Let's go up north and see what's going on there. And it's a little cooler. They've had some rain in the area, but 17 degrees in Stony Rapids and Key Lake, 19 in Collins Bay, but it jumps up into the 25-degree mark or thereabouts for Buffalo Narrows, La Ronge, Sandy Bay, Island Falls, and South End. And down south, whee! As you get down south, south of the number one, we've got lots of 30-degree temperatures, 31 thereabouts. 27 in Broadview and Melville, 26 in Last Mountain, 26 or 27 degrees, and 28 in Indian Head. So pretty consistently hot temperatures in the Southland. So keep your eye on what's going on up north as we take a look at this system moving through. We could see places like Wollaston Lake getting up to 20 millimeters of rain. Not quite as much rain for Uranium City, and we don't expect much rain once we start making our way south. I should mention that there is a chance that we might see some nasty conditions in the southwest. Right now, we still have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect for the Carnduff area. Lots of heat warnings in the province, and as you can see, a watch box in for the extreme southeastern corner of the province as well. A lot more action in Manitoba. We'll keep our eye on that too. So Stony Rapids is one of the places that might see some thunderstorm activity tomorrow. 21 degrees there, as is the case for Key Lake. 23 for Buffalo Narrows, 26 for La Ronge. Temperatures in and around that 26, 27 degree mark for west central Saskatchewan tomorrow. Temperatures in the high 20s, low 30s for the southwest. In the southeast, temperatures in the high 20s, basically around 28 degrees. And for east central Saskatchewan, lots of sunshine for Melfort, Humboldt, and Hudson Bay. A bit more cloud and waters, but all the locations are pretty darn warm, basically around 26 degrees. 11 degrees for the Battlefords, 27 tomorrow. And then as we roll into the weekend, well, temperatures get up to 33 on Saturday and then cooling off to 18 on holiday Monday. Prince Albert's overnight temperature, 11 degrees, 26 degrees tomorrow for a high with a light wind tomorrow. 26 as well on Friday, Saturday 29, and they're starting to cool down by holiday Monday. We hit 17. Yes, we do expect a windy Sunday in store for a number of locations, including Prince Albert and Saskatoon. 10 degrees for Saskatoon overnight with clear skies. The wind's backing off. 27 tomorrow with mainly cloudy skies. And then on Saturday, or rather on Friday, 28 degrees, 32 on Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be a sunny day, but winds are going to be at 40, gusting to 60, and 18 for holiday Monday. Tributes are pouring in from fellow artists as well as Ireland's president after the news of death of the singer-songwriter Glenn Hansard. Hansard was best known for starring in the 2007 movie Once and winning the Best Original Song category at the Oscars for his song Falling Slowly. His management company says he died in a motorcycle crash on the outskirts of Dublin this morning. He was 56. BT BTS say they won't be submitting their music for consideration at next year's Grammy Awards. Grammy organizers announced plans for a new Asian pop music performance category. Critics noted that might mean forcing BTS and others to choose between vying for that award or a, quote, mainstream category. The K-pop superstars posted to Instagram saying they hope, quote, music can be heard and loved for what it is rather than being divided or by region or language, end quote.
It's hockey, and it's on Prime.
Well, Canadian hockey fans will now have to fork over more money to watch NHL games on Wednesdays if they're not already subscribers to Amazon Prime. The streaming service will be the exclusive broadcaster of Wednesday night games in Canada for the next 12 years in both English and French. The deal is a sub-licensing agreement with NHL rights holder Rogers. It comes weeks after it was announced that Hockey Night in Canada would no longer be carried on CBC, bringing an almost 75-year-old tradition to an end.
All right, Jeff, time for Pick of the Day. What did you choose?
Well, we've got 4. 2 are sort of lumped together. I shouldn't say lumped together. They're linked. We're going to start off with this picture from Cynthia. Cynthia sent us an amazing quartet of July storm photos. We decided on these 2. The first photo is north of Hafford and near Mayfair. That was on the 4th of July. Look at that conical, that funnel cloud almost touching down there. And the second photo from Cynthia, well, there you go. This is July 8th near Unity, the elevator, and a huge tornado-warned storm on July 8th, as we mentioned. So that's what Cynthia told us about those pictures, but really stark and dramatic. So thank you so much, Cynthia. Now, this one from Darren at the Weldon Ferry. And he puts in parentheses, girlfriend was freaked out. So if you've never been on a ferry, it might be a bit of a surprise. But yeah, that's the Weldon Ferry, and it's in operation. And finally from Shannon, Leslie Beach Fishing Lake. Shannon calls this nighty-night. And so I guess, hey, you know, when you toss out that old mattress, you never know who's going to find it. Still darn comfortable for a snooze. So there you go. Those are a couple of good-looking foxes. So if you'd like to share an image with us, you can do so by sending it to cfqcnews@ctv.ca, or you can scan the QR code on the screen. That'll help you get your pictures to us.
Still to come on CTV News, a special series of chips has its eyes on Canadian dishes. The restaurant recipes finding their way into potato chips.
Your Morning Minute, brought to you by Affinity Wealth Management.
In the age of AI, people are changing how they research and how they ask questions, especially when it comes to their finances. Velvet Sudo is a wealth specialist with Affinity Wealth Management, and she's here to talk to us about investing in this new age. Velvet, with all the information available right now, do you find that clients are coming better informed, or is it a little bit overwhelming with all that information?
Yeah, I would say it's a little of both. They are definitely coming in better informed, but overwhelmed with all of the information that is out there. So what we as advisors do, we come in and we help sort through that noise and figure out what is appropriate for their individual needs, and then make sure that the decisions they make are in alignment with their goals.
Absolutely. And Affinity's wealth team of professionals have access to the tools needed to guide you through your investment journey. Check them out online at affinitywealth.ca and watch Your Morning Saskatchewan weekdays 6 to 9 on CTV or watch live on Crave.
The taste of a Montreal restaurant's signature dish is being served up in a potato chip. It's been chosen by a popular chip company to be part of a special series featuring Italian restaurants. Olivia O'Malley reports.
This is a good one. I like those.
The chip has Miss Vicky's signature crunch and tastes like a staple Nora Gray dish, something owner Ryan Gray never thought would be possible.
To do a Nora Gray, you know, like flavor of Miss Vicky's chips, I mean, like it was like we had to pinch ourselves.
About a year ago, Miss Vicky's approached the 40-seat foodie destination to be part of its Ristoranti series. 3 new chip flavors created by Italian restaurants across Canada. Nora Gray in Montreal, Pizzeria Battiali in Toronto, and Ask for Luigi in Vancouver.
It was an amazing process, actually. Like really way more in depth and scientific than you'd expect.
The 15-year-old restaurant's menu changes with each season, but they ended up going with the flavor from a plate they've served since the start. Homemade spicy pepperoncini with freshly baked focaccia.
You know, our focaccia that we do here is like a sourdough focaccia as well, so there's like a tanginess to it, and then you get the heat from the peppers.
Recipe developers and tasters worked with the restaurant to recreate pepperoncini and focaccia in chip form. Gray, a salt and vinegar lover himself, says he had no idea what to expect, but was blown away by the final product, and so were consumers.
There was just like really and truly like a tsunami of attention.
When the flavor was first released last year, Canadians gobbled it up.
They were selling out all over town and all over, like in other cities also. Like we were getting messages, people kept trying to get the chips from, like, come here to get the chips.
The chips are back on shelves for a limited time. But if you want the real deal, Nora Gray is open Tuesday to Saturday.
Go great with a glass of orange wine.
Olivia O'Malley, CTV News.
When we come back, what the Riders are up against as they face a rematch against Edmonton, and later the secret recipe sale of Colonel Sanders.
Here's what's happening in our community. The Northern Lights Bluegrass Camp and Festival takes place August 10th to 16th at the Ness Creek Festival site near Big River. The Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame will be celebrating its 41st annual induction in Battleford on Saturday, August 15th. For tickets, please contact the Hall of Fame. You can submit your community event by visiting our website and clicking on Community Calendar or scan the QR code on your screen. Okay, here we go with the rural forecast for tomorrow. And as you can see, hot temperatures, again, pretty similar as to what we had today. Lloydminster, 25 degrees. Meadow Lake, the same, 26 for Spiritwood, 28 for Kindersley and Outlook, 27 in Hudson Bay. Most places dealing with sunny skies, a bit more cloud for Kindersley, Outlook, Watrous, and Meadow Lake. Let's make our way down south where it's going to be hot, but not as hot as today. Temperatures are still going to be inching around that 30-degree mark. East End and Cypress Hills, we mentioned that there may be a little something sliding in there. It's a small cell that is going to impact southwestern Saskatchewan, but it's there nonetheless. Towards the eastern border, we've got temperatures of 27 degrees. Let's check in with Purdue for tomorrow. Also at 27 degrees, mainly sunny skies, and the winds shifting around a little bit, but not really strong winds. Winds out of the southeast, 10 and shifting over to easterly winds at 15 kilometers an hour. And Purdue is one of the places where internet plans of up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel.
And welcome to another edition of X's and O's with Wes Cates. Riders coming off that tough loss to the Edmonton Elks, but a chance for redemption in Edmonton on Saturday, Wes. So Marcus Sales saying he didn't think the defense actually played that bad, just breakdowns on very particular plays. And man, there were a lot of particular plays where the Elks were able to get some scoring opportunities. So can you get that done quickly? Can you fix that in a week?
Yeah, I'm surprised to hear him say that, but he might be right, Lee. I mean, yeah, him and Jackson Ford had a little mix up there where they both played the low man and let Mac get behind them high for that big late 81-yarder, right? And it did seem like the defense did play really well except for a couple of busts in that secondary. So if that's been an emphasis this week, then I do expect them to clean that up. But they still have other weapons and they still have other ways of moving the ball. I'm not as worried about the big plays deep. Hopefully they get back and kind of have a little bit more of a shell after what they experienced against Edmonton at home. But they are on the road. It's probably going to be a little harder to communicate. I just think that they also need to still, even though Justin Rankin has quieted down over the last few weeks, just make sure that they're scheming up to keep him out of the mix as well.
Yeah, and you know, they did a decent job against him in that last game. I mean, he got a couple plays in their passing game, but he wasn't able to get those really big runs. And is that a good sign for this defensive line and linebacker core? Because I know it's newish. They're still gelling. They're still working on that chemistry.
I think so, because statistically, they're not really up there. They're kind of at the bottom of the league as far as yards per rush. So I think just having that against a good back like Rankin, and let's just see if they can have a repeat performance and give these guys some confidence. It all starts up front. We've been seeing great stuff out of Vodders and the rest of the D-line getting to the quarterback, but just really sealing up those gaps, making sure that they're keeping teams in second and long is, I think, going to behoove the Riders this week. I think, well, we'll see how it goes. These are two great teams. It's been a great matchup. That was an unbelievable game, maybe one of the best of the season, if not the best last week. So we'll see if they can match that intensity.
You know, probably no A.J. Ouellette means Connolly will be at running back. Samuel Emelis has missed a couple practices. Weed would probably play for him if he doesn't play. But, I mean, offensively, it was another 30-point game. So do you have any concerns if that's the case going into Edmonton with that lineup?
Yeah, I do think that obviously A.J. is the preferred back, and I think more so because of his prowess as far as blocking and understanding, you know, just the offensive scheme. We'll see. Connolly, the last time I saw him out there, he did have one or two busts that I noticed when I was watching the tape. So we'll see if he can clean that up. But he's a great back, and I think he's shown some explosiveness in the run game, so maybe they can get the run game going again early this game and hopefully into the second half. The one thing I've noticed about the Riders is they've gotten AJ going early in the first half, came out with some big first halves, but then they kind of go away from the run in the second. So hopefully they can kind of keep the script a little more even in the second half, have more success on the ground.
And I got to ask you, considering the Riders lost on a 56, 57-yard field goal for the Edmonton Elks, Alex Hale was able to get one over 40, but the second one, I think, was quacking as it went past wide. So still okay with the situation when it comes to kicking?
I mean, I guess we're playing this based off of the roster and advantages you get for having that global kicker and being able to bring up an extra receiver or an extra DB and have a guy that's maybe a little more of a cover guy on special teams, not necessarily the kicking game. Me personally, I feel like you try to get the best kicker you can out there, but hey, I'm not in that coaching room trying to make it all work for that roster, right? So we'll give him a little more time, but we got our eye on you, Hale. We got our eye on you.
Yeah. The clock is ticking, but we'll see what happens in Edmonton. Maybe it's just a Mosaic Stadium thing, but that's where you play half your games, so you got to be able to kick there. We'll take a look at that Edmonton game and look forward to another game on another edition of X's and O's.
Coming up, some iconic pieces go up for sale. And pet pictures capturing international attention.
Select Hair Service is brought to you by Sage, the beauty bar.
We've got another great night of entertainment coming up right here on CTV starting at 7 with Master Chef. Well, the finalists for the International Pet Photography Awards are in. This one is called Catitude. You probably see why. The awards include a number of dogs, horses, and other animals across a dozen categories. An international panel of specialist photographers has chosen the finalists from more than 4,200 entries from 48 countries. The category winners and Pet Photographer of the Year will be announced during a ceremony on August 1st. So just days away.
Yeah, those are some pretty cool photos.
Yeah. Well, a number of Colonel Sanders' personal items are up for sale in a public auction.
And of course, one of the most interesting items and most popular in the pre-bidding online right now is one of the Colonel's string ties, or as people sometimes refer to them as a bolo tie. And the interesting thing about this is that not a lot of people know he did wear clip-ons.
The KFC founder's pressure cooker, his watch, a bust sculpted by his daughter, and an original cash register are among the other items available. He sold the company to investors in 1964, but stayed around as a brand ambassador. In fact, the entire Colonel look was apparently made up for the brand. He didn't actually wear the white suit, the trademark tie, his glasses, or goatee beforehand. Another fun fact, Harlan Sanders lived in Canada the last 15 years of his life to oversee his operations here. He actually called Mississauga, Ontario home before he died.
And I think you made a lot of trips to Saskatoon to visit the Young family who had the KFCs here in Saskatoon.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
So many connections.
So many things, absolutely.
Yeah.
Quick look at our numbers for tomorrow. It's going to be another hot day, similar to today. 19 degrees at 9 a.m. by noon, 23 degrees, and mid-afternoon about 27, 26 by 5 o'clock.
It's going to be another hot one. Are you okay?
That was my hot voice.
Oh, I thought you needed water. Thanks for watching.